y'all. So I finally made it up to a point in my life where I set all my bills on auto pay, right? Yay me. I'm excited because I'm like, yeah, I ain't got to check. I ain't got to log in here, log in.
That's like $2,000. $2,000. 2021 BMW X5. So that's her car payment. It's like $2,000 a month.
Log in here. Ain't got to check here, check there, check here to see if I made sure I pay this. Because, baby, listen, I will forget. So I got all my bills set up on auto pay, so I don't have to worry about no bills not being paid, right? So something tells me to go check my car because I want to see how much I have paid on it since I had got it like last year, February, March, somewhere around that time when I had got my BMW X5. So,
bruh, if you paying $2,000 a month, in my opinion, I don't think you could afford the car. What does that say? Outstanding balance 100,000, 412.28 on a 2021 BMW X5. I feel like is that wrong? Like, I feel like if you're paying $2,000 a month on a car, you can't afford the car. I like that's high. That's almost my rent. And me personally, I don't have no debt. I could pay what I pay in rent, and she's basically paying my rent. And I drive a 2012 Toyota Corolla that I had since high school. I'm 29 now. I turned 29 earlier this year. This is 2025. I've had this car since I was 17. So for like 12 years, I'm not giving it up. I don't want to keep riding in that car. I could go out and get a car like she has. I can even get a Lamborghini Urus. I have the down payment, a really good credit score. I work in a really good field, corporate field. So I make more than U.S. families just from my corporate, and I'm smart with my money. I invest and all that. And so I could go get this car. No, I know even though I could technically go get it, I can't afford it. And then if I could buy this car cash, right, liquidate some of my positions in my brokerage, to what avail? To what gain? My net worth, there's no net worth at that point. To me, it's just $2,000 for a car is crazy work. And then you got to think about it. That's not, I'm assuming that isn't including insurance. So you're paying rent for a car you're probably going to want to get another version of 2 years later, 3 years later. And BMWs, I heard they're like terrible as far as reliability.
I checked my Capital One, which is, who I got my van through, and I'm like, okay, we almost halfway there, almost done.
That looks like Ally. That doesn't look like Capital One. It looks like the Ally UI. I could be wrong. I have Capital One. Capital One's usually blue. That looks like Ally.
But
it literally says pay to Ally. But anyways, sorry.
I signed in to check my BMW, and it said I only paid $5,000. I'm like, no, I'm being scammed. Because not only am I on auto pay, but I'm paying I'm paying $19.93, which is a hell of a lot, right? I know. That was the stupidest thing I ever done. But anyways, I'm paying $19.93 a month for my BMW X5. And y'all telling me that since last year of March, I only paid $5,000 towards my car? So I'm on chat like, y'all can have this thing back. Because y'all ain't about to scam me no more. I'm not about to pay another year of $19.93 a month. And it seems like it's not going towards nothing but interest. Like, it's not going towards the payment. It's not going to... Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I made it to the point in life where I started making money, and I made a hell of a lot of dumb decisions, and I'm still learning, still growing.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's probably not the best decision. She probably does really well for herself to even like qualify for that loan. Very high interest pay, a very high payment in general. I'm curious to know what she does for work. Yeah, I'm curious to know what she does for work, but that's very high, man. And, these like loan providers or these people who you get these loans from, they're trying to make their money. These banks are trying to make their money. So she probably only paid $5,000. because the term of her loan is probably pretty long, and it's just stretching out that, what you're paying towards the principal isn't going to be that much, especially in the beginning. That's why people say get 15-year mortgages on homes instead of 30, because you're paying like double for a 30-year mortgage. But that's probably why, you know, that sucks for her. Let's see what the comments say. 100K for 2021 is wild. It never would have left the lot. Yo, for 2021 BMW at that. I'm not a car guy. I like nice looking cars. I'm not a car guy at all. I'm a guy who likes fragrances, suits, watches, stuff like that. I actually have another channel, Gentleman Co, talking about fragrances. But I heard BMWs are terrible with reliability. My mentor had a BMW, and he said it had problems as soon as he got it, and it's expensive. The BMWs look nice exterior, but I feel like it's a ripoff. I am paying $1,900 for nothing unless it has two better. It's funny. I ain't paying nothing. Let's get that right. I ain't paying $1,900 for nothing unless it has two bedrooms. I don't know why I find that so funny. Bro, that's funny. Financial literacy is desperately needed. Facts. $2,000 for a BMW 2021, something that's 4 years old at time of recording, is crazy work. Y'all worried about 2K? I'm worried about her paying 100K for a tree. Has to be satire.
And what do you drive and what's your car payment?
I drive a 2018 Ford Mustang GT, and my car payment's $597 a month.
Hey, Stephen, what do you drive?
2022 Ram 1500.
And what's your car payment?
1,027.
Hey, David, what do you drive and what's your car payment?
I drive with a 2017 Acura MDX, and my car payment is, I don't know if I feel comfortable sharing that, but it's $564.
For an Acura?
Hey, Juan, what do you drive and what's your car payment?
I drive a 2015 Subaru Forester, and my payment is $390 a month.
Hey, Giovanni, what do you drive and what's your car payment?
2007 Ford Mustang, and it's paid off.
Hey, Norris, what do you drive and what's your car payment?
Dodge Ram 1500 and a Mercedes.
What are the payments?
On both cars?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Hey, Jennifer, what do you drive and what's your car payment?
A 2022 Mazda CX-5, and it's $635.
Hey, Ryan, what do you drive and what's your car payment?
I drive a 2023 Mazda CX-30 and I pay $527 a month.
Hey, Ariel, what do you drive and what's your car payment?
I drive a 2020 Toyota 86 and I don't have a car.
Toyota. Yeah, those are pretty wild. Like even $500 to me for a car payment is pretty wild. I'm not saying it's bad to have a car payment, because if you could justify it, then if you can make it make sense. You might have a car that is 60 grand and you have 60 grand in your brokerage account, but your rate of return for the year, or your average rate of return for the last 5-10 years has been, let's say, 8%. That's pretty standard for a market. Say you invested that whole 60K into an index fund that follows the S&P 500. And you have this car you want to get, and it costs, let's say, 60K, and the interest rate is 4%, right, on the loan. It might be better to just leave your money in that, brokerage account instead of taking it out and just paying it through and through, and just, make those payments to the car, because you're gaining a higher rate of return as your money works for you in that brokerage. So, you could justify it in certain ways, stuff like that. It may not be worth pulling the money. It may be worth for you just to pay those payments if you have a favorable interest rate and you have a good credit score. But when I hear like $500, man, to a car, and me personally, I work from home for the most part, and, recording these videos, $500 on a car that just sits in the parking garage is wild. See what some of these comments say. I want to know their salaries, LOL. That's what I was thinking. Like, I know some, dealers or people, car salesmen, they make really good money, but those are typically like the top earners. So if they're a top earner, okay, I guess you justify it. Over 1,000 is insane. This is why I drive a 2004 Honda Accord with 243,000 miles on it. Yeah, man, I drive a Toyota Corolla 2012 and it has like, what is it, 230 something thousand miles on it or something? I agree. Those cars are built to last. I feel like the year of 2012 for Corolla was like the best Corolla year. I haven't had a car payment in 20 years. I drive a 2012 Toyota Camry and it's paid for. Yeah. Toyota gang.
You guys are asking why my car payment is $1,000 a month, and here's why. So I told you guys I got my first car when I was a senior. It was the car of that year. I had a backup camera, I had a push start, everything, right? 9 months later, I crashed it and I totaled it, and my parents had already almost paid it off. So then they pulled me out another car, the same one, but I had to pay it. So I started paying it. I was giving payments, and I was almost done. I had less than 10,000, right? I always kept up with the maintenance, everything. And I don't know why, but there was so many recalls on this car to the point where it almost left me on the freeway a couple times, okay? By this time, I already had my son. He was a baby at that time. And it got to the point where it wasn't even safe for us to be driving in that car. Not even on the freeway, not anywhere. So my mom was like, it was time to upgrade. So I was like, all right, bet. So then I went in, and at that time, it was 2021. I got a 2021 Acura ILX, super nice, brand new, nice interior, everything, right? Never really gave me problems. And I got married. We have 3 kids now. Fast forward to now. And we just didn't fit in that little car anymore. We needed a SUV, like a mom car. So I traded in this car, my car for this car, and I'm actually carrying $10,000 of negative equity from my very first car. But I had no choice. Like at that point, it was...
Yeah. You had no choice? You always got a choice, people.
Not safe to drive that car, so I was like, all right, just have to follow it and take the L. So that's why the car payment is so high, but it's totally worth it for me because get to have a mock around this half car room. Look at this car. Look at how big it is. It tipped up a lot of space, could have turned. And my kids are comfortable. We have a stroller in the back. So to me,
Yes, it's $1,000, but it's our safety. And
Look, I mean, I'm gonna let her. Maybe she has a really good job and could justify it. To me, when you start getting into those $1,000 car payments, they probably have a good job, making 6 figures, close to 6 figures, or a good ways past 6 figures. But I believe that they can't afford it because if you make a decision to buy a car that's costing you $1,000 a month, I believe there's probably a good propensity that you made other bad financial decisions, and you probably have credit card debt. You probably have student loans like most Americans that went to school or college. You probably have personal loans. You might have a mortgage. She mentioned she had kids, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have a home. So stuff like that. And then you got kids. They're not cheap, I would imagine. I'm not saying that kids have to be expensive, but they're surely not cheap. So you have this $1,000 car payment, and then you have kids, and then you have this negative equity. Jesus, man. And that whole belief system of like, I had to do. No, you didn't. You can go online right now and get like a really good Toyota, some type of Toyota SUV, some type of Honda that's an SUV format that is completely serviceable. Might not be the brand new at the time. It sounded like she got the car brand new 2021, but she could have got a 2015 at the time or something like that that was easily serviceable for her purposes, and didn't have to be making these $1,000 payments. That's wild. And you got 3 kids. I don't know her personal situation. She might have a really good job. Their household income might be high enough to justify it. In my opinion, if you're making $1,000 payments a month, you're going wrong somewhere.
Instagram not gonna like this video. They done already blocked me to where I ain't going on everybody's news feed. So y'all need to share this to all y'all friends because they got me they shadow banning me right now. They got me on blackball because I'm telling y'all the tea. Don't pay a down payment and don't pay your debt like I said. But I'm gonna tell y'all why not to pay a down payment in this video. So you don't pay a down payment because down payments are used to basically give you leverage. They're supposed to go towards something. If you're paying a down payment and they don't give you no paperwork stating why you got that down payment, which is called an adverse to action letter. This letter is supposed to be placed right on that table as soon as you apply for that loan, for that car.
Guys, don't listen to this girl. Pay your debt. Yeah, guys. That's funny. Yeah, man. I mean, these car salesmen, they're gonna sell you these cars. They're gonna make a commission on it. You need to look at after yourself and your family. I think that's like preposterous to come in and put 1,000 down on a $50,000 car, and then you have like $1,000 monthly car payment. You only put down 1,000, and that's gonna be your monthly payment, or 980 in the video, basically 1,000 every month. And then this is real for a lot of people. And you see what's going on in the world. A lot of people are losing their jobs. They have families, they have children, and you're making these bad decisions. I think it's gonna end bad. It's gonna end bad, and you never like to see it. You don't want to make a bad decision for a car that depreciates in value as soon as you pull it off the lot, but for sure the next year. And then we know most Americans, especially here in this Western culture, in about 2-3 years, maybe even less than that, you're going to want a new car. You're going to be looking at a new car. Should I trade this one in and have negative equity? It's just a bad deal. Seeing these TikToks, I'm going to be honest, it's going to sound kind of mean. Seeing these TikToks makes me feel good in a sense, because I'm like, man, I'm glad I have this Toyota Corolla that my parents paid off for, my father paid off when I was in high school. And I'm glad I kept up with the maintenance, because that was my duty to keep up with the maintenance of the car throughout these years. I'm glad I chose that brand Toyota, such a reliable brand. And I'm glad I kept up with it throughout the years, even though I'm a big dude. I'm 6'5". So it's funny getting in that car, but I'm able to save up money, put money to the side, not have these stressors on me, especially in this climate, in this economic climate. So it makes me feel good in that sense, but it makes me feel bad in another sense, because you don't like seeing people go through stuff like this. Like, some of these people are really struggling. That's why they're making this TikTok, or they might be, well off to pay for it, make the monthly payments. But how do you save for retirement? How do you save for an emergency?